In the 1940s, women were seen inferior to men, and the jobs of women were also seen as inferior and restrictive. Most were housewives who stayed at home and took care of the house and children, while men went out into the world to earn money and provide for the family. As soon as World War II commenced, women started to fill the job voids that were created when men between the ages of 21 and 45 went to war.
How did softball get started? When did they start playing softball? It all started in 1987 when a large group of people gathered together in Forward Boat Club to watch the outcome of the Harvard versus Yale game. According to July 25th, 2020 by Alexis Reed, Newsread, Moles gained leaked through the newspaper and the word of mouth at the become there were no TVs or radios. I have been a fan of softball for as long as I can remember. I played the sport myself for several years. I have been following the game closely. I have been keeping up with the history of softball from the documents to the late 19th centuries to its progress in the popular sport it is today. April 24th, 2023 by David Reed, it has been such an exciting and dramatic game. Today I will be discussing the growth and development of softball, including the format of the history and the amazing journey to explore. How did softball begin? According to History of Softball, the first women's league began in Britain, founded. Women's fast pitch softball was included in 1997, played its first Summer Olympics in 1996. Now that we know the beginning of history of softball, more specific, let's talk more about the history in 2002. In 2004, the Pro Fast Pitch Softball League formed a pro team. These four teams would be broadcasted in MLB.com, and later that year they created a World Cup for softball so the teams could play the best in the world. In 2012, marking removed softball as an Olympic sport. We discussed the history of softball to update the information. As one of the biggest and best sports in the world now, softball has no reason to stop growing in the future. Going forward, the future looks bright for softball as high school and college sports. The growing of number of girls and women participating in the game, as long with the information of the new technology and equipment of softball will remain as a key element for American sports. The NICAA Women's College World Series has started as been played ever since then. The first final was beginning against UCLA and Frisco State. Now UCLA came out with the win. The NICAA National Division I softball tournament is happening every year with 64 teams participating and 8 teams move to the World Series. Oklahoma City hosts the WCWs with the games we played as ASA Hall of Fame Stadium. Softball is the sport that captivates people for many reasons. The increase of battles like energy, the strong bond with teams, and the chance to showcase your skills and benefits to its approach. And that's just a taste of rich and captivating history of softball from its humble beginning to its worldwide population today.